ancient turtle that, if not nurtured and sustained, will roll over and sink beneath the sea. And legend is that it's happened before, and it can happen again.
Yes.
So we need to be the honoring this. So this is why it's so important. This is why the theme. It's interesting because everybody was wanting to have a personal healing. A personal healing. Come on, let's have a personal healing, which is yesterday's theme. But to know, nobody really wants to do an earth healing. And you do. Okay. But the point,
that's why I'm bringing up this thing,
yeah,
because
the point I want to make is the whole reason that the earth is shaking is Mother Earth is going through birth pains to create a new earth. And that birth pain is due to the fact of humans being disconnected from Mother Earth, from nature, and from their own inner nature. And that's why, at a personal level, it's really important to clear your own trauma. And by clearing your own trauma through the deep clearing protocol and other techniques, you're clearing the trauma of Mother Earth that gets locked in the tectonic plates and causes the earth to violently shake as the turtle shakes and rattles and rolls as she lets go. And, you know, continents arose and sank. First there was a Lemuria, and then there was Atlantis, and guess what? We're at the same crossroads once again. So do you want to go down with the Titanic turtle, or do you want to maybe be part of the Earth Steward, the eco-spiritual warriors, and come into the consciousness of one? Which, by the way, we did last night. It was an awesome, awesome time. 2 hours that we spent in a online gathering, part of the good of the whole, with the Earth Heart Radical Resonance Group. The Radical Earth Heart Resonance Group. I'm the co-host of that show with Shelley Darling. We had 2 hours of people sharing their connection with Mother Earth, talking about what it is, and growing corn and doing the ceremony. We had people singing. We had people flute playing the week before. If you want to feel what it is to be connected through heart to heart with other eco-spiritual people that are birthing the new earth, then I really encourage you to show up on that show. Everybody gets to speak their voice into the truth of the collective whole. It's well worth attending.
Yeah.
So it's interesting you brought up the turtle, because I'm working with a graphic artist, and she said, I just woke up this morning and that turtle wants to be on all of your logos. And I said, yes, of course it does. Great, let's put the turtle and all of the logos. So if you look at the Wellness Academy, you'll see the turtle logo there. You're going to see the total logo on everything. That turtle logo comes from Turtle Island Earth Stewards, which is a nonprofit charitable organization I created in 1975, which to deepen the sacred connection between Earth and her people. And the executive director at that time was visiting the Serpent Mounds in Ohio. I think it's in Ohio. Is it in Ohio? Mississippi Delta area. And somebody came up to her and handed her a coin. And on the coin was the turtle, the graphic of the turtle. My first wife, who's passed on, unfortunately, was the keeper of the turtle. So I have no idea where the turtle is now.
Maybe well, we need to talk to her. We need to talk to her. We need to pull in your wife, your deceased wife, and talk to her today.
Yeah, where is the turtle logo? But it doesn't matter.
We don't care about the logo, dude. We care about the earth and the spine. And let's not, because Mexico had an earthquake yesterday.
Just a minute here. There's a second part of this story, and which connects to the good of the whole. So let me finish the story, and then we'll go back to the shaking and the rattling of the turtle. And by the way, I do have a turtle rattle, and that, is the sound of Mother Earth as she shakes and rattles. So yeah, so the second part of the legend, which is represented in the turtle logo, if you go and look at it, it has a cross in the center of the back of the turtle. And actually on the back of the turtle are the 13 moons, the phases of the moon. And on the back is a cross, and it represents the legend of the Hopis that there will come a time, which is right now, when the 4 races of humanity will come together in peace and harmony as part of the rainbow children to bring peace on earth. And this is the time we're in right now. So this is the opportunity And good of the whole and the radical earth heart resonance gathering is part of that collective consciousness of how we come together in oneness, all nations, all races, to share from our heart and transform the karma and trauma that Mother Earth is going through as we become the doulas to birth Mother Earth. So yes, let's go to the tip of the tail to see what's happening with the radical earthquaking that Mama is going through. So when you tune into what's coming up for you, Laura?
Well, that's why, and we need to do a clearing.
Yeah, okay. So
it didn't do, I mean, it did some damage. It got like, it went slow and then it got increasingly more for about a minute, they said. And it was very sway.
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't like, ooh.
Right.
So I think this is just a warning.
Right.
What do you think?
So the turtles were warning us to wake up. Okay, so
well,
of the potentiality of how strong it could have been in that moment, it was about 50% of its potential. So what if the work that we're doing as equal spiritual conscious people, right? As warriors, as light workers, what if the work that we're doing collectively is actually helping resolve this tremors in the earth, that we're actually helping dampen it down by removing the stress out of the geopathic lines, the earth lines, the song lines, the dragon lines of Mother Earth. What if the work that we're doing is actually helping Mother Earth not have to be so violently, go through such violent earth pains? What if that were true? Which, by the way, it is true, but I'm saying, what if it were true?
There's lots of work we've all been called to do. I know that you've done work that you can't talk about. I've done work I can't talk about that I know has helped, and all the other light workers out there who have done similar work. You've got to know that this is part of it, that God has a greater plan for us being here at this moment, so that we don't have, because there's billions of people on the planet. When this happened before, there weren't billions of people on the planet, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really want God or Creator to have to push the reset button and we start all over again, right?
Well, at some point, you know, I don't know. I just don't want to see it happen.
It takes 12,500 years for this cycle to happen between Atlantis and this. So, this is our opportunity to get it right. And guess what? If the continent goes down, then we get another 12,500 years of endless incarnation to get back to the same point. We have the same decision to make. It's like the trauma that we have in our own physical body, right? Or our own spiritual reality. If we don't deal with the trauma, we get to repeat it, either in this lifetime or the next lifetime, until we actually get it settled. So it's no different in the collective energy of humanity, right? Either we resolve it and move past it, or we have the consequences of the trauma that's going to be carrying on from one cycle to the next. So I don't know about you, but I incarnated to help do this, right? I'm sure I was part of Atlantis, probably did get it right there, probably in my ego or playing with light languages and crystals, and maybe not the most positive way. Maybe I got into my ego and thinking that all this energy and power could be controlled on behalf of humanity, because somehow the upper crust, the 1%, thought they knew what was best for everybody when they didn't. And so that they had their agenda, and their agenda was not aligned with spirit or source. So the whole thing had to go down the tubes. And here we are in America, everybody's running around with picket signs, doing themselves, screaming and yelling at each other, and getting everybody upset because the other people don't agree with their opinion, when really it's having no opinion, or being able to hold both opinions or all opinions as equal, that's going to get us to the point of loving each other unconditionally, that we all have a right to our own opinion, because our opinions are irrelevant. They're just sort of passing clouds in our mind that we get attached to, that this is right and this is wrong, this is right and this is wrong.
Right.
Make a song out of that. So let's go clear the energy right around Turtle Island. So
you mean the whole
kit and caboodle.
spine?
Yeah, well, look, that's the whole thing on the Pacific Rim. If you look at the ring of
Yeah.
fire, which
Oh,
comes up the side of Turtle Island, back through Japan, down through
yeah.
Indonesia, and up through New Zealand, we're all one. I mean, when this turtle goes, right? If she goes and she
I
turns
know.
turtle and sinks beneath the sea, that whole ring is
What
gonna go.
what's the potentiality of her going? Can you check that?
Well, I just said, I would think it's the same. Let me just check in. So on a scale of 0 to 100, with 100 of being the potentiality that she's going to roll over and sink beneath the sea, at this particular point, as I thought, we're at 50-50. So it's about like flipping a coin right now. It could go either way. That's what I got on this particular activity in Mexico. That was 50-50%,
Right. Well, it's
So
50% its ability, it could have been twice as strong.
yeah.
It could have been like beyond what we've ever seen before.
Well, the point is, when you're at 50%, you got a choice, right? You can go either this way or that way. One way is taking down the tube and the turtle's gonna roll over, and the other is that we birth a new earth. So, we're at the crossroads is the point I'm trying to make. At 50%, you're at the crossroads and you better make a decision quickly.
Can we ask which one would be better for humanity?
Well, I don't know if I want to ask that. I mean, I don't want to have to learn how to swim and tread water until the new continent arises. I don't think I want to have that experience, or, you know, I don't wish that on anybody. I mean, I didn't get a memo to build an ark or anything like that. And you said, it won't be water, but if the continent does sink, it will be a lot of water. So I think we should just go ahead and clear it. What do you
Okay.
think? So it would go something like this. I, Tyson Bannigan, in my I am presence on behalf of everybody on this call, listening to this call, on behalf of humanity, reach out to the being called Turtle Island, the energy that sustains the Mother Earth, the continent of North America, where the indigenous people have done ceremony since time immemorial on the back of Turtle Island to keep her balanced. And I'd like to also call on recognition of the 4 crowned nagas, which we see in the graphics when you're in Bali. These are the 4 crowned nagas, one in each corner of the earth, that support the energetic pathway of energy that flows through the divine turtle and the whole of earth. And these 4 crowned nagas, these are the higher dimensional spiritual awareness of the new earth, the crowned nagas, the serpents of creation. And when we become the crown serpent, when we open our crown chakras with the kundalini that flows up our spine, up our serpent, and we become the crown serpent, we're around one with the 4 crown serpents that support this giant turtle, and we are then one with all that is. So this is our path. This is our path to liberation. This is our path to enlightenment. This is our path to becoming the crowned one, the Christed one. That's what Christ means. The Christed one, the crowned one, opening the crown chakra so you're one with all that is. And when we do that, we are one with the earth, we're one with the Divine Mother, we're one with the evolution of consciousness, we're part of all of that. And therefore, we are then in servitude to birthing this new way of being. We're on the path to universal peace. So let's clear any and all unresolved trauma, core fractures, unresolved conflict from the collective unconsciousness of humanity, and even the collective consciousness of humanity. All the fear, doubt, shame, guilt that we've done this before and we don't know how to get this right. And let's clear it through all the lineages, matriarchal, patriarchal, star family, soul family, family of origin, all the lineages all the way back to Adam and Eve and the point of creation of the first, molecules of thought that were created into this universe of light and dark. Let's clear it all the way back through the timeline, past, present, and future, because time is a figment of our imagination. And let's stand in the truth of who we are and remember that we are the Buddha. And if you go to my homepage on Facebook, I say I have a beautiful picture of the Buddha. You are the Buddha. We are the Buddha. So let's awaken to being the Buddha. And in being the Buddha, we are one with everything. We have infinite compassion for all humans as they strive to remember who they are and why they birthed at this unique time on planet Earth. And for all of this, I'm truly, truly grateful. And for this, I give gratitude, and I declare it so in my holy name, so be it. It is done. Thank you.
Okay,
So,
it's still clearing, but we're gonna do an install too, right?
wow, yeah, I install and I hereby declare in my sovereign I am consciousness, and I ask everybody to do the same in their own voice. I declare I'm a sovereign human being. I stand in the truth of who I be. My truth is my truth. I'm one with source consciousness. I'm guided by the overarching light of who I be through my crown chakra. I asked my crown chakra to open like the multi-petaled lotus, to accept the divine light to flow through me and animate me. So I become a pillar of light, standing in the truth of who I am and in service to the divine. And in this I am presence, I hereby declare, according to the law of one which is do no harm, that all humanity be freed of any and all intrusions into their energy field from any and all sources that have any attempt to put humanity or individuals into bondage. And I hereby declare that all beings who do not abide by the law of one must vacate this planet immediately, because we're on the pathway of enlightenment. We're on the pathway of the new earth. We're on the pathway to universal peace. And here I hereby declare it, and so be it. It is done. So it's time to do the planetary cleanup, everybody. As equal spiritual conscious people, time to clean up our own attics, our own minds, and help clean the consciousness of others. And the way you can do that is the deep clearing protocol is one of the stepping stones on that path. Yes, so there.
Thank you.
So today's topic is guardian angels.
Oh Lord, we just opened up the everyone's gonna call in and ask, what's my guardian angel's name? What's my guardian angel's name? That's the biggest question I get from everyone when they come to me. So Laura, what's my guardian angel's name?
Well, you know, if you really want to know your guardian angel's name, and by the way, I don't know my guardian angel's name. It's sort of like, it's sort of irrelevant. I'm sorry, but they're energy beings. And if you want to put a name on them, they'll allow you to put a name on them. But you know, they could be the seventh dimensional council of light, or it could be the nine Holy Spirit. You know, when people channel, they come up with all these definitions. And really, if I'm understanding correctly, all of them are saying, look, we aren't named in the way that you name things in your dimension. But if you insist on having a name for us, here we will, you know, we will give you a name, but the energy of the name doesn't even begin to be a container big enough or wide enough
Right.
or energetically large enough to carry the intention of who we be. So yes, knowing your guardian angels by name to me is not that relevant. Knowing the energy of who they are, or their energy signature, or knowing when they're present, or calling on them, or doing, you know, a court of atonement and asking for assistance from your guardian angels and the upper, you know, area levels of angelic kingdoms, like the seraphim, is a very powerful thing to do. But even the seraphim, that's just a name for a group of angels. I don't know the individual names, except I have been allowed to work with one of them, and his name is Santoria. And Santoria is gifted a body of angelic energies that are available for us humans to work with. And it's a body of information that you can learn, which I highly recommend. I've been running Mother Earth energies for quite a while, but part of that is learning how to work with the Seraphim Blueprint and work with Santoria. And Santoria also comes through the lineage of working with Baba G. So Baba G, as a saint, was able to work with the angelic kingdom. So it's a channel. So we can become a channel, a conduit to upper dimensional energy through our guardian angels, through the seraphim, to bring these energies through. In fact, that's our responsibility, is to anchor those energies, those divine mother energies, seraphim blueprint energies, into planet Earth, bringing that
See that?
angelic level.
Did you just see that flash? Did my screen just flash, or was it just me?
I don't know. Are you flashing?
Flashing, man.
You're flashing. She's
Flash.
flashing the light, everybody. She's flashing light. So don't forget, you too can join this conversation. Even ask about your guardian angels, 1-866-369-7464. So anyway, for those that really, really still say, okay, Tyson, that's all well and good, but I still want to know the name of my angel. Then, okay, well, then create a chart, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, the whole alphabet, and just say, okay, my guardian angel, how many letters is in his name or her name? Okay, the first letter is, and go down and douse it out. But don't do it on a Ouija board unless you want to have really strange beings show up in your life.
Oh my Lord. Let's not talk
Don't
about
use,
that.
don't use the alphabet that way. But you can douse with the alphabet and go through and decide the name. If that's not important to you, that's one way you can figure out what the names of your guardian angel.
It's true. Yes. So so guardian angel. So we have angels, like archangels that work with me, like Michael works with me all the time. But a guardian angel to me would be the one that's with you 24/7, 365, like every day, all day, from the time you're born until the time you die, right?
Well, not necessarily. My understanding, and I think that's a good beginning, but they can come and go. So, for example, there's crews of guardian angels, or there's crews that have to do with every temperament they have. So, if you go down a path, there are certain angels that will support you on whatever path, good, bad, or ugly, that you choose, because this is a free will universe. So, you get to act out any emotion, even murder or mayhem, that you want, and the angelic kingdom is going to support you in every step of the way. So, for example, I've heard, all right, he's getting angry now, bring in the angry crew, okay? Oh, he's picking up a knife, bring in that crew. Oh, he's ready, so there's a crew that deals with every emotion, right? And allows you to be able to do that. So some angels are connected to certain emotions and are guides for those emotions. They may not be your guardian angels, but they are brought to bear in the incident of what you are experiencing when you have high level emotions. Now, look, the whole basis of emotions is for us to learn how to manage them. Because when we manage our emotions, we can manifest into creation anything and everything that we want. This is the whole thing of the fish and the loaves, right? The whole basis of manifestation is the highest vibration is love. And when you love people unconditionally and you need to feed them like Christ, then you manifest. It's just a natural evolutionary step of who we be. But if you don't have that love and you don't have that compassion like the Buddha, well, that's why I put that in there, let us all be the Buddha who we be, then what you're calling forth is a mixed bag of emotions. You're creating a big mess in your life. So anyway, what I'm saying is the guardian angels are there to support you in whatever stage of growth you think is necessary through your thoughts, words, and deeds and actions. And then you said, well, maybe they stay with you from birth to death, 24/7, 365.
Well, maybe that's my guide's deal. Maybe it's not everyone's, but mine
Well,
is.
yeah, but
I'm here all the time, Laura.
Yeah, I've been taught that it's time to do it. It's always good to do a changing of the guard. I mean, they do the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace because people get, tired of standing at attention. And I think the guardian angels get tired of standing at attention too. I mean, how would you like to be a guardian angel for somebody who never asks for any help? I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to hang around in the other dimension waiting for somebody to ask me for some assistance. So remember, guardian angels can only help you if you ask for assistance. So that's number one. Number two is when I'm dowsing with people, many people have what I would call tricksters as guardian angels. So we need to make sure that all of them are 100% aligned to the light. Because if you're having upside down, counter energy from guardian angels, then it's time to clear that out. And
but do you say that guardian angels are like I have beings that work with me, like the Great White Brotherhood and Fool's Crow and those. Is that the same thing in your book as to what guardian angels are?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I really don't. I mean, it's a terminology with a body of information through our literature that we think this are guardian angels or this or that, right? And
Well, that's what I'm trying to get clear, because my understanding of guardian angel is like the one that's next to me, that's with me all the time. That's my understanding. And then you have like the guides that will help God help you and have greater understanding of different stuff just because of what you're working on and who you're working with and stuff like that. But that the term guardian angel, that's why I wanted to define what is exactly a guardian angel. But
well,
if you're opening it up,
I think you're getting on to something. Like most people in my experience have three guardian angels, right? Around three. Some have more than that. Some have five or whatever. And I think you're right that that the guardian angel's job is to bring in the crew, the other angelics who want to assist in whatever state of evolution that you are part of.
okay,
In some cultures, they think the guardian angels, although they don't talk about guardian angels. If you're First Nation, you talk about the ancestor, right? You talk about your lineage. You talk about that as being your guiding force. The difficulty with that is you have to be careful. Just because somebody's dead doesn't mean that they've all of a sudden super intelligent and maybe they're not giving you the best advice. But if you're coming from a shamanistic tradition of a lineage, then yes, having them as your guides, right, on another dimension, your ancestral guides, is really important. But the thing to remember is that we're here as part of the cleanup crew for our ancestors too. So the fact that we're doing the work here on planet that they cannot do in other dimensions means that we are working always with our ancestors, right? So we're always in touch with our ancestors, but I'm not sure I would call them our guardian angels. I think
right,
they're different.
right.
I would be inclined to think that you're right, that there are probably three guardian angels that are with you for an extended period of time. But let's say the crew that they work with, that's the crew that I'm saying that you need to think about changing the guard every once in a while. So let me tell you what, okay, go, you want to say something, go for it.
So it'd be like so if I have like 444, like I did have more, and then did the deep cleaning protocol, and a bunch left because I don't think that they were all of the 100% divine light, right?
Yeah.
So then it went down to 444. And is that what you're talking about? Like that?
Yeah, I'm talking about things like tricksters, and I'm talking about, I don't know about you, but angels are wonderful and they give fantastic advice, but I want to be working with a guardian angel or an avatar. I want to be working with somebody on my crew that's actually been in a physical body
Yeah,
and has achieved full body enlightenment,
right.
not up in the upper spaces of 10th dimensional or 12th dimensional enlightenment. I mean, right here, physically was enlightened and knows the path through that, and also the pitfalls of what it is to be here. I mean, I love angels, but unless angels have incarnated into a human body, they can give us fantastic advice, but it may not be specific to the predicament that we're going through on this particular time on the planet. So I want at least one. So one of the ones that I like, and maybe it's not a guardian angel, maybe it's just, a guide. And I like to work with, the violet flame, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, the violet flame of transmutation is, for me, one of the most powerful vibrational frequencies to bring onto the planet. And yeah, and what if in working with that energy, then part of it is being able to experience youthing or anti-aging, right? So that you don't need to go through dirty diapers over and over and over again. You can actually remain with the consciousness from one lifetime to another. So I think that that's important as well. So Saint Germain would say things to, "Oh, it's good to meet you. I remember dancing with your great great grandmother." And you say, "What? How could you know about dancing with my great grand?" Well, because he doesn't go through the birth life channel anymore. He's
Mhm.
totally an energetic being that can manifest on any dimension and any time zone and do what he's here to do. Other exciting thing about Saint Germain is he's here to change the whole way we deal with money. Okay, so our whole thing that we're going through here with COVID-19 and the breaking down of the whole monetary system, he's part of the energy to bring in a new monetary system. So for me, working with him is really, he's part of my crew that at least I'd want advice from him, right? I would want to have the violet fame and know how to do it. So and the I am presence comes from him too. He, if you are following the physical manifestation of Saint Germain on the planet, they're all done in I am invocations. So the I am invoking the I am flame is done as a I am invocation.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a good class, by the way.
Yeah. So that's Saint Germain. So yeah, and like you, I like the beings of light. Whether we call them the masters of the Far East or we call them light beings, or the Great White Brotherhood is another term that we use with the MAP process. The medical assisted program is bringing in the White Brotherhood. In other words, that stands for a group of beings that have been on the earth plane, who have graduated, have gone through all the whole process, opened their crown chakras, became pillars of light, and still have chosen to reincarnate back on earth to be guiding light, so to speak, like the Buddhas. Like we are all the Buddhas, but we're all asleep. But they've learned how to awaken themselves to be fully awakened. Those are the dudes and dudesses, right? Like Kuan Yin that I want to work with.
Oh, I love Kuan Yin. I think
Kuan Yin is gotta be like the Divine Mother.
Divine Mother, exactly. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah, it is exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Kuan Yin is the Divine Mother, right? And she's manifesting it into a body in a way in which you can understand the humanness of the energy of the Divine Mother, right? Just like Isis did at her time, or like Mary Magdalene did in her time, or Mother Mary did in her time, right? So honoring the divine feminine for us as human beings, we sometimes just need to feel what it is to have the mother here rather than a disembodied spirit, right?
In fact, Mother Mary is right above my, if you see, she's
there
right
she is, right?
Right above my
and look at her heart. Her heart is wide open.
That's what caught my eye, because I got this it's very old. I got it at an antique store. And her heart, where is it? Right there.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
Her heart is what actually drew me to the picture. And then I looked up and I was like, that's Mother Mary. I was like, I'd never seen it. And this was probably like 2 years ago. I'd never seen Mother Mary with a heart like that. And I'd seen tons of them, like in the Catholic Church and whatnot, unless I never noticed it before. Right. But that's what drew me to her.
It's interesting because I used to be the word is offended, or I couldn't relate to the heart paintings of Christ with an open heart like that. It took me a long time to understand what that's all about, right? That it's not the heart of sacrifice, right? This is not a blood sacrifice, which is sort of interesting when you think about with the Mayans and with others, not so much the Mayans because they didn't sacrifice people. But I mean, really anciently they did. They used to, do mutilation of the body and bloodletting as a way of connecting with the divine, which is the sacred blood, right? The sacred blood of Christ. But the point is that we don't need to do that sacrifice anymore. What we're being asked to do is, rather than offering our heart as a sacrifice, like literally being carved out of your body, right, and offered up, is they're asking you, or we're being asked to open our heart. So there is no boundary between our heart and everything else. This is a universal heart.
Well, this has a fire on the top of it.
Yeah.
And then a sword through it, and then flowers around the heart and the sword, and then a light around the heart, like she just
Well,
beamed.
why don't you just pick it? Can you just take it off the wall and show us?
Oh my goodness, sure.
So don't forget, you can phone in and ask about your guardian angels or what is up in your life, or receive a clearing. Also, if you have certain areas on planet Earth that you'd like to have some help to clear the stress, you can phone in 1-866-369-7464. Yeah, so there's the divine vessel, right? The vessel or the womb, right? If you turn that over, that's the womb and the uterus. That's what is the vessel of creation when we talked about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The sword is the truth of the word of God, right? The piercing the heart, which is the masculine energy, the invocation, the I am command that goes through the heart, not to kill the heart, but to activate the heart. And then you have that eternal flame that's coming out. You can see that as a spiral, right? It's a spiral of creation. And then you have the roses, which is from the rose, the heart, the Rosicrucians, the rose path, which is one of the rose line that go at the Mary Magdalene line, the rose line that goes through Europe. So yeah, this is really, I would say, connected. When I look at this is Knights Templar. So this is a connection of Mary Magdalene and why the Knights Templar were honoring her and protecting her. So even though we think that all these churches are dedicated to Mother Mary, they're actually dedicated to Mary Magdalene. And it was a way, even in the time of the Catholic, times, that the Knights Templar could create the churches that they could honor the chakras on the Divine Mother on the back of the turtle. And that time was in Europe, which was part of the pilgrimage.
This is what gets me though is that she's white with like hair like mine. I don't really quite agree with that, but I really like the heart.
Well, I mean, look, she, like I said, trying to depict any being of her magnitude in a painting, if you're in Nubian and you were following Mary Magdalene, which they did, by the way, or Isis, she would be a Negroid. She would be
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Well, but I'm saying that she's going to appear in whatever color of the race. If she's going to appear as that to the Chinese, she's going to be Kuan Yin. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
It's the same vibrational frequency. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just that from where they were from at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't make sense that she would have blue eyes and very, very light skin.
Well, I mean, if you're a Christian, you got to see it in your own color skin or you can't relate to it. I mean, this is sort of like Black Lives Matter, right? Because, all of our lives matter, whatever color of the rainbow we are.
Absolutely.
Which is part of the legend that we're talking about, actually coming together of the rainbow tribe. And here we are beating each other with pickets, right? No. I mean, if, you got to get through our anger and open that heart and have compassion for the craziness, both for the blacks, black on black racial prejudice, black on white. I mean, I saw some videos that are, if that was a white woman attacking a black woman, all hell would have been broke loose. But this is a video of a black woman attacking a white woman, and there's no comment. So this goes both ways. There's nobody innocent in this whole thing. If you want to start pointing your fingers, it's time that we just got over it and love. We need to become the love bunnies. All right, the line's open. It's pretty quiet out there. 1-866-369-7464.
We do have lots of comments that I want to talk about now.
All right.
Just hadn't, you were talking, so I wasn't wanting to go back through all the comments, but let me get back there, kids. I'm gonna do it. I'm good for it. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. I love you guys like saying good morning to us. I appreciate that. Debbie says, I'm here to heal the earth. I've been a steward of the earth most of my life. she says we had a level 3 quake on Saturday night, and its epicenter was under my paddock, only 0.9 miles down. The kids were scared.
Wow.
My guardian angel's name is Happy, is my birdie. I'm not sure what that means. That's by Crystal. Oz says my sister is working with Seraphim Blueprint. Seraph Centauria, I love it when she works on me. Crystal says Happy is the guardian of my heart. Darlene says guides can be passed on loved ones. That's true. Violet Flame Saint Germain. Oz says I took all the attunements of Usi Reiki. Is it Usi?
Yeah, UC
Reiki,
yeah.
Reiki, Kundalini Reiki, Violet Flame Reiki at the beginning of 2000s. That's what started my transformation. Debbie says I've always used my native guides and animal guides instead of the angels. The elders surround me with their wisdom, and the animals stand by my side, Wolf Mother and Sky Goddess too. Says, I like the new name, the Wellness Academy. Previous one was too long. Okay, thank you for that, Oz. Alia is she's watching. And people are saying good morning to us yet again. So thank you.
Yes, well, thank you for saying about the Wellness Academy. We have new graphics. We've just changing all the graphics now. And like I said at the beginning of the show, the turtle wants to be in all the graphics, which is exciting for me because, you know, the whole thing about the Wellness Academy is ancient tradition meets modern science. So, you know, the transformation or the technologies of transformation were always known by the ancient ones of how to become enlightened. So we think we're so smart in this turn of the ages that
Right.
we're the smart ones. And I'm wanting to say, well, look, there's been civilizations here that figured this out long before us, and I've already ascended. So why wouldn't we want to learn from their technologies and incorporate it, which is the heart technologies at the heart that we've been talking about, that need to bring humanness, love and compassion into our crazy technology that we're using, that's literally gobbling up the planet like some perverse, insane, mechanical entity that we've created. And I'm saying, let's find the heart. Let's put the heart back in the beast, right? Let's find the machine that we've created and let's resurrect it and give it a heart. It's sort of like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe I'm the wizard not behind the curtain. Maybe I'm the wizard in front of the curtain.
Well, you're a wizard.
Yeah, I know, but that wizard was hiding and he was manipulating all the bells and whistles and making everybody
It was
scared
also
to death.
the 1930s when we had, they had to hide. My father was third generational healer, and all his mom told him was that his grandmother said that he was third generation of the healers, and then it went male, female, male, female. And my dad thought he was supposed to be a doctor. They never talked to him about what it is that his gifts were because it wasn't appropriate for, he was raised, Lutheran, Synod Lutheran, which was like super hardcore against it. So when you think about the Wizard of Oz being behind the curtain, of course he was. Everything was.
But the thing about the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain is he was manipulating everything. So he's sort of like the whole thing about the Matrix, right? He's the machine behind that's creating the illusion of the Matrix, which is control. So that's the type of wizard that we want to have revealed for who they are, the manipulative wizard. Sort of they're sort of like the wizard of bondage or trying to control humanity. We're talking about the wizard of liberation.
By wearing masks.
And wearing masks, yeah.
Like that.
Like the slaves before us, right? All wore masks.
Yeah, S&M has bondage, though, all of that.
Right.
It's all about control.
Yeah, it's all about control. So yeah, so being a sovereign human being is really, really important, and that's what this is all about. So yeah, right. So if anybody would like to have a clearing, don't forget you can phone in. It's interesting that it's so quiet lately. People don't seem to want to phone in, or they not even asking us questions. Don't forget, you can join us with a backstage pass by sharing the show to your network. If you've done that and you haven't got your backstage pass, I know Michelle got hers. I don't see Michelle taking advantage of it. So if you got your pass or didn't get, so if you shared the show, didn't get your backstage pass, right, to join us on Zoom, please let Laura know.
Yep.
She'll take care of it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we want to see you guys and have you guys ask us questions and talk and like ask about your guardian angels and or just tell us your story about how you met them or whatever. We're like open for anything.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise we have to talk to each other. It's really difficult.
Carol says she would love to have a clearing. Carol, I'm sorry, not Cheryl. Carol, what would you like a clearing? What would you like a clearing on, my friend?
Who, Carol?
Carol Lee Bergstrom.
Oh, Carol Lee Bergstrom. Yes, so Carol, what would you like to have a clearing on?
Is she a client of yours?
I know Carol has been around and doing all sorts of things, and I recognize the name. I'd have to look up and see, you know, what things she's maybe done in the academy and everything, and where she is with the deep clearing protocol. But yeah, she's been part of the tribe for quite a while, if we want to call it a tribe. So yeah, let's do. So
Debbie said she bought the Mother Abundance program yesterday, and she can't wait to get started. Well, Debbie, if you want to talk about it, call me because I love that program. Shoulders, she said. Carol said she wants clearing on her shoulders.
All right. So what burdens are you carrying on your shoulders?
That's what
Why do you think you need to be the Atlas? Why do you think that you need to carry the whole world on your shoulders? Can you maybe just share some of that burden? And who is it that's carrying the world on your shoulders? Is it your true nature, the one that's one with everything? Because what if you needed to carry, you know, if you're one with everything, you're already carrying all the world on your shoulders, and you are the shoulders. So there is no separation. So the only way that you could be having sore shoulders is that somehow you divorce yourself from your I am presence, that you're one with everything, and think you have to hold something up on behalf of somebody or yourself. Or maybe you just went out and shoveled too much in the garden. Who knows? I mean, it can be very physically oriented or it can be very spiritually oriented. I think what you're talking about is spiritually oriented. Although I have to say, digging in the garden lately, I had really sore shoulders and from doing it physically. So, okay, let's do that. So let's clear shoulders, okay? Well, let's clear everybody's body. So here you go.
Hold on, because there's another one. Rosa McKay. I would love a clearing for removing hooks, cords, roots attached to me related to this dark ancestral energy I've been clearing for months. She said I've been clearing it away layer by layer.
You know, here's what I suggest. You know, in the Dowsing and Energy Healing Closed Facebook group, I say, you know, who would like to have a personal clearing? But I would be more excited than if you just say, I want one, that you actually wrote out the short form of the clearing about how you would word the clearing for what it is that you want to clear. That way we can come in and check the wording and help you get the wording right, so that this gives you the power to continue to clear whatever you want in whatever area of your life. So our goal is to not do the work for you, but empower you to do the work for yourself and for your loved ones and for your clients. So we don't mind doing this for you as a way of you learning how to do it for yourself.
Maybe if we wrote out a couple for them to
they're already in the back of the deep clearing protocol, the part in
well,
red.
I'm talking about the people who don't have the deep clearing protocol though, Ty.
Yeah. Well, I'd suggest you get the deep clearing protocol. It's $25. You know, it's in red on the back. Use that as your short clearing and try it out and put it in. I want to clear myself of the trauma. And then you just use that form, fill it out and say, this is what I'm going to run. And Laura and I will take a look at it and say, wow, you got that right. Or we suggest you do this or that, or change the wording this way or that way. And that's going to really help you focus, right?
Yes. Well, we have 5 minutes, says Michael. So let's get to clearing, my friend.
All right. So here we go.
Hold on 1 second. Oz also said I had 3 episodes of frozen shoulder back in the day. Since then, I was very careful so I don't irritate them. How's the wording clearing to remove hooks, cords, roots, enabling this dark ancestral energy to attach to me? Clearing to remove hooks, cords, roots, enabling this dark ancestral energy to attach to me.
Well, there's a number in there with about hooks and cords. I don't know which number it is in the deep clearing. There's actually one of the numbers that's related specifically to that. So don't forget, you can take any one of the 64 statements that you've focused on that is necessary for you to clear, and then you can put that into your short clearing, right? So there's one on hooks and cords. Well, but let's do the physical one for right now, and then we'll see if we have time for the
Can I read it? It's 44.
Absolutely.
I transmute all cords, hooks, soul ties, psychic ties from the multidimensional levels of my being, including but not limited to the etheric, astral, emotional, mental, physical bodies, chakras, subtle bodies, and in between subtle bodies. Thank you, God, because I just asked him to show me where it was, and it's
Yeah, okay, so then just start it off the way that you're supposed to. So I'll start it off and then you read it. So
okay, go ahead.
It goes like this. I, Tyson Bannigan, by I am present with the system of Divine Mother, Divine Father, and the source that all it is, undertake a clearing, and then you read it.
I transmute all cords, hooks, soul ties, psychic ties from the multidimensional levels of my being, including but not limited to the etheric, astral, emotional, mental, physical bodies, chakras, subtle bodies, and into and between subtle bodies for all the people listening to this call now and in the future.
Yeah, so past, present, and future, and I clear my matriarchal and patriarchal lineages, soul family, star family, and family of origin of any bleed through into this dimension, and I hereby declare it so in my holy name, so be it, it is done. Thank you. So this is giving you an example of how to take one of the 64 statements in the deep clearing, put it into the short clearing, put a laser scope on it, and target it with your love and compassion to transmute it into positive energy.
And then once you get done clearing it, then do the installation short form at the end.
Yeah, which is I hereby declare I'm a sovereign human being. I'm always in the right place at the right time. I receive crystal clear guidance. I'm always, appreciative of what I receive. What you just go through your gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing your gratitude journal. You have a lot to be installing and be grateful for, and that's the attitude of gratitude that is the basis of manifestation. What you focus on, where your energy flows, that's where you go. And so where your energy flows, that's what you manifest into your life.
I have my gratitudes to God right here on my
so what does it say? What's your gratitude to God?
Really? You want me to say it?
Yeah. I want a handsome hunk guy.
I say people like John Levine, Harold McCoy, Tyson Bannigan, Eliezer, Yvonne, Tony, Sarah, and Earl, mom and dad, my gifts from God, abundance and love, Judy, Julie, Ashley, Debbie, Matt, Eduardo, Spirit, all my pets, especially Charlie, Benners, and Leo, all my clients, past, present, and future, my home, food, and vehicle.
So that's your gratitude list.
That's the one that I do every single day just so I don't miss it. And I always do then add extra too. Like if somebody, sent me something or, that what I don't have on there is the wellness show and all y'all.
Right.
Thank
so
you,
just as we're near the top of the hour, I just want to talk about the Oneness Network of Light. The Oneness Network of Light is a Facebook group, and you can go over there. If you missed this show, or if you're really, really in trauma, or you know somebody who's in trauma and you need some help, then make a request through the Oneness Network of Light, or you can do it through the show. And the Oneness Network of Light, 12 around 1, a group of us meets once a week and clears all these requests. Now, this is serious stuff. It can be murder, mayhem, all sorts of really violent things on the planet. If you need some help on that, or you're having trouble in court with a psychopath or those sorts of things, this group has come together to do this really deep work. Just head over to the Oneness Network of Light or private message me, let me know, and we'll include you in our weekly clearing.
Fabulous. What another wonderful show, Tyson. Thank you for all of your wonderful knowledge and expertise. So we shall see you tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody for showing up. And don't forget, you can always phone in, right? All right, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.